Hi there, my name is Ryan Rumsey, and a couple times a week I sit down, record myself talking about design leadership stuff that comes up or questions that people are asking me, and that's what these videos are all about. The question we have right now is a good question. I like this question. The question for this video is, why would design be bad for an organization? Ooh, there's a whole lot in that. Obviously, I'm taking my own perspective on this and point of view. And first off, I'm going to say I'm not going to answer this from a moral, philosophical, ethical way, because I believe that we should have design part of the organization. I believe it serves many positive things, and I believe that we all need access to things, and we need companies to be accountable and responsible for the things that they put in the world. And if we're purchasing those things, if we're clients of them, there's certain expectations that I think should be met. So that aside, the way I want to frame sort of the answer is more in the business term. And I think that's where I'm making the assumption, but I think that's where the question is coming from. And so, if we just talk about business in general, a very high level, for-profit business, fundamentally, companies need to make money to stay in business. That's kind of the point. And they have to make decisions and put things into the world in order to make money so that they can continue to be in business. And if you at all are familiar with things like Michael Porter's generic strategies, there's just by and large a few different ways that companies make money. Obviously, there are different business models in that way, but what I mean is companies at a high level kind of make decisions to make money in one of three ways. They either choose to make stuff that is different or better than the other stuff out there. They choose to focus on a particular niche audience, like 65 to 80-year-old homeowners in Atlanta, Georgia. Or the third way is they choose to be the most affordable, to be the most price competitive. And it's in that third one that is of particular interest to me, because I think the first two, if we're talking about different or better or making something for a particular group, there's a lot to say about how design helps that process and how it ensures that things are of higher quality or of specific quality for an audience. But the third one of making things more affordable, I think is something that we as designers and design teams kind of forget about. Like, have you ever gone out and bought something in the world because it was the most affordable, because it fit your price point? Yeah, you totally have. And it's desirable because of that. And when you get something that is maybe more affordable, you might not be getting the quality that you would expect in something else, but it's absolutely desirable and it fits your needs. And so from that framing, from that business context, there's this big question I think that's important to ask, that whether good, design is good or bad. And I think the question is does the business need design as this functional group of people, these skills and capabilities? Does the business need design in order to succeed? And I think good or bad is really on what version of design they're getting. It's this question of, does the business need design in order to succeed, is a question that I think I wish a lot more designers would ask. Because, when you go out and talk to a company or interview with a company or looking for some type of match, you want to see that a company has values or is focused in the areas of your values, that you have some type of match. And if you don't realize until later on that a company has chosen to win, if you will, because they're trying to be the most affordable, they need a different type of design capability than perhaps what you're accustomed to. To give a pragmatic example, if we take two companies that are in the computer peripherals business, we have Apple and we have Dell. Apple has chosen to make things better than their competitors, or different than their competitors, in a very unique way. And so therefore they need design quality in a very specific way related to hardware, software, services, those types of things, also in customer support, all of that. But when we think of the Dell, then Dell has really, despite it being in the same industry, has chosen to make money, if you will, to stay in business by being a more affordable option. So they offer a lot of flexibility and customization for a customer to hit a price point. And so you won't necessarily need design to be the same thing at Dell as you would at Apple. And that's to say that if you brought in the maturity of, say, design at an Apple and applied it to Dell, it won't match their business model. And so it might be bad because it runs up the costs, and it actually might alienate the types of customers that Dell is trying to get. And conversely, if you take the type of design that Dell needs, like helping with supply chain and helping with e-commerce type stuff, you might not get the same quality that Apple's trying to do. And so from that context, I think design as a big, broad thing, we can't really determine that good or bad. It's more like which version of design and what areas we need to be mature in, and where do we apply design inside of an organization that really determines that good or bad. That's my answer.